What, you have a podcast?
Really?
Computer, show the historical documents.
It's just time for a theocratic monarchy. King Trump, for life. Let's go.
I said, no, Sean, I'm going to be a dictator. I said that.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Recovery from Politics Podcast. I am your host, Kyle Frame, and today is Thursday, February 29th, 2024. Happy leap year. Yesterday was one of the worst days I think this country has ever seen, and certainly one that's got my blood boiling, so I've got a lot, and I hope you're ready. In case you are blissfully unaware, and I do mean that because I wish I didn't know, because, God, it was awful. The Supreme Court yesterday granted a delay achieving audience to Donald Trump. It has officially derailed the expedited timeline that Jack Smith was seeking. Basically, the odds of him even being in front of a jury before the election is slim at best. He's certainly not going to be convicted before he's reelected. So, that's a thing. So my whole thing has been here. Basically, everybody's trying to tell me, Kyle, vote blue, you gotta vote. Now it's up to us to vote. And I keep reminding everyone, we voted him out last time and he did a coup. Like, your vote doesn't fucking matter if the other side is willing to go to war over it, okay? And they've already demonstrated they will. Even if Trump loses, it's going to be contested. It doesn't matter. This is a foregone conclusion. The best case scenario for avoiding violence on January 6th, 2025 is if he actually wins. But if he loses, and it doesn't matter if it's by an inch or a mile, there will be violence. It will be coming. And the Democrats aren't ready for it, and Biden's not ready for it, and nobody's ready for it. And it's just amazing to me that everybody's sitting here saying, oh, what we've got to do is donate to the Democrats and vote. And I'm like, that's never fucking worked before. Why would it suddenly start working now? Okay? So I've got this list. It's a wonderful list. It's great. Some people say it's the best ever. Who the fuck is to blame for our current situation? And I'm going to start number one with President Obama. He nominated Garland to the Supreme Court. The Senate balked. Mitch McConnell specifically said, I'm not going to even have a hearing. And Obama sat for it. He allowed the presidential election to continue, thinking, oh, okay, fine, Hillary will fill the seat. And she wouldn't even commit to nominating Meritt Garland. What she should have done on her own, and she's not in my list, but she's got her own list. What she should have done is basically said, hey, this is Obama's seat. I'm going to nominate Meritt Garland. It's his seat to nominate. If the Senate doesn't like it, they can vote him down. But why would you blame Obama, Kyle? Why is it his fault? It's the Senate's fault. Yeah, you're right. It is the Senate's fault, but it's also Obama's, because multiple scholars, after Mitch McConnell said there isn't even going to be a hearing, given the unprecedented circumstances that he created for this, a lot of scholars were saying, the Constitution doesn't specify what advise and consent means. There's no rule on how many votes there are necessary, right? Everyone agrees that a vote against a Supreme Court nomination is, grounds for, okay, we need to nominate somebody else. But nobody says what advise and consent actually means. The Constitution doesn't have it. No one's officially come out and said it. Obama should have just went ahead and appointed his ass. Straight up. Just been like, yeah, no, you guys, I am interpreting your advise and consent as done. You said you're not even going to hold a hearing. That must mean he's golden, right? And he should have just appointed him to the bench and let them come after him. Let the other 8 justices go ahead and rule, and I don't care if it would have gone against him. He should have fucking tried. This is going to be a major theme for the rest of this, is all the times the Democrats didn't even bother fucking trying, okay? Obama should have just flat out appointed him to the Supreme Court and let the chips fall where they may, and he shouldn't have stopped. He should have just kept fighting every single time. Next people on my list, congressional Democrats. First, the Senate allowed the second impeachment of Trump to happen without calling a single witness. They voted on that. And the amazing thing was they had Republican consent. Like Mitt Romney and a few others were like, yeah, man, let's do this. Let's go whole hog. I mean, if we're going to do it, let's not half-ass it, right? They were there. They were willing to do it. And the Senate Democrats decided, no, we don't want to interfere with Biden's agenda because every day we do impeachment, we're not doing what the new president wants. Biden doesn't have a fucking agenda. That's why we elected him. We just wanted somebody to shut the fuck up for a few days. But anyway, the Senate Democrats went ahead and killed it. Allowed it to happen. What the fuck? But as far as congressional Democrats, there's a special place in hell for Liz Cheney, who I know is not a Democrat, but hear me out here, and Nancy Pelosi. Pelosi so wanted the January 6th Commission to be bipartisan after Kevin McCarthy pulled all the Republicans from it, that she allowed Cheney onto the committee with preconditions so that her own colleagues, Trump's co-conspirators for January 6th within Congress, Jim Jordan, Comer, the motherfuckers trying to impeach Biden right now, not be the focus of the investigation. That was a precondition that Cheney said to be on that committee, to give it bipartisanship, legitimacy, was that, okay, you can go after Trump, don't go after Kevin McCarthy, don't go after Jim Jordan. Those guys are my friends. Because she was under the mistaken illusion that by cutting off the head of the snake, by going after Trump, somehow all the Republicans would magically remember, oh yeah, I don't like authoritarianism. I hate fascism. What the fuck? Who's this Putin guy? Yeah, screw him. Let's go back to the good old days. That was never going to happen. I think now, hindsight, even she would admit, yeah, I didn't realize just how terrible the rot was. Okay? So there's that. Third, President Biden himself. He took the complete wrong lessons from his Trump victory. Okay? He thought he was elected to be silent and forgettable. To a degree, I agree. Trump was a hailstorm of shit 24/7. Every morning we all collectively looked at our phones in complete fear to see what the fuck this idiot tweeted the night before that may have started World War III or a nuclear war with North Korea. Okay? I get it. That was part of it. Get the president out of my daily life. Let me fucking relax for a little bit. But he did not understand the damage that has been done. He's still trying to fix it. He still refers to Republicans as good and, MAGA Republicans as bad. There is no such thing as a good Republican today. All of them are MAGA. Every single fucking one of them. Even Romney, who votes along with them, who goes along with their bullshit. Okay, and even yesterday gave an interview saying, oh yeah, I have real concerns about nominating a criminal rapist who's just has no morals and is just an evil person. Are you going to endorse Biden then? No, I'll probably vote third party or write someone else in. Like, who gives a shit then? That's a bad Republican. A good Republican, and this includes Liz Cheney again, which she is not, would endorse Biden. Flat out. Every single one of them. But they don't. Chris Christie isn't. Okay? Nikki Haley's not. Not one of them will endorse Biden in the face of all the authoritarianism and fascism. Okay? In the face of all that, none of it. And the amazingly frustrating thing with President Biden is that when he was vice president, he saw firsthand what the GOP was capable of, right? Mitch McConnell made it his life's mission to destroy anything Obama could do. No compromise on anything, right? He was more than willing to let Harry Reid give up the farm to try to get 1 or 2 Republican votes, and then still filibustered the fucking thing. Honestly, Obama and Harry Reid and Nancy Pelosi were so naive that if Mitch McConnell wanted to, he could have taken them for everything. For 1 or 2 Republican votes or to promise not to filibuster something. He could have poison-pilled everything they did. He could have gotten so much done. But he decided instead that the best way to go forward was flat-out obstruction. He wasn't wrong on that. Fourth person I'm going to blame for this, Meritt Garland. The Senate failed to impeach Trump for the second time as of February 13th, 2021. Garland wasn't in office yet. Biden waited until literally January 6th to announce him. So, Garland wasn't sworn in until the 11th of 2021. So as of the 12th of March, 2021, I considered him delinquent in his duties, okay? On the 12th, he should have announced a special counsel to investigate Donald Trump for January 6th or any and all crimes that are uncovered during that investigation. Period. On the 13th, he should have then announced another special counsel to investigate all of Trump's co-conspirators within Congress for January 6th and again, any and all crimes uncovered during that investigation. Then on the 14th of March 2021, he should have announced a third and final special counsel to investigate Ivanka, Eric, Don Jr., and Jared Kushner for any and all money and gifts they received while working in the White House the previous 4 years. I get him not wanting to jump in head first and actually run those investigations. The Attorney General is extremely busy, but he also has immense power. He could have chosen special prosecutors and counsels at will and just been like, you go do this, you go do that. He could have assigned a special counsel to each individual co-conspirator in the House. He could have assigned one, hey, your focus is Kevin McCarthy. Yours is Jim Jordan. Yours is Comer. You, go get that fucker from Texas named Roy. Get him. He could have done that. The Republicans still would have said he's partisan as hell, but guess what they're doing today? Still saying he's partisan as hell. It wouldn't change anything. The Republicans in Fox News would still be arguing the exact same thing they always have been. But they didn't do it. He dropped the ball. Okay, it's especially egregious considering January 6th focused so much on the president that they didn't clean house. Somebody today was posting that the guy who replaced the idiot from New York who lied about everything, the guy who replaced him was sworn in today. So the Republicans only have a 2-vote majority, and I'm sitting here they should have a 10-vote negative balance right now. The Democrats should be running the House and would be if they went after their own Republican colleagues in the House, the ones who helped, the ones who are on camera giving tours of the building, the Capitol building, with the insurrectionists. Here's the stairs, here's this office, here's that person's office. Those people have not faced any kind of prosecution at all, whatsoever. Okay? At a minimum, there's negligence. If I invite you into hypothetically, if I wanted somebody to kill somebody in my house and I invite them in, I'm like, okay, so here's the kitchen, here's the bathroom, here's where they sleep. Okay, thank you. You have a nice day. And that's all on camera. And then the next day somebody comes in and tries to kill that person. Guess what? I'm getting arrested too. Not just the person who broke into it. At a bare minimum, the cops would look at me, right? You would think there'd be an investigation. I would have to lawyer up. These guys haven't had to. Subsequently, just on this ridiculous topic, the Senate currently is failing to investigate Kushner for his $2 billion Saudi deal. That's one of the amazing things. The House is going after Hunter Biden for bullshit. Not really saying it's bullshit, but the House shouldn't be investigating that. Why? There's already somebody investigating. As Meritt Garland has demonstrated, he has absolutely no problem investigating Democrats all day long. None whatsoever. But the Senate is being so mismanaged right now. They're in the majority. They don't need a filibuster-proof majority to go ahead and have them investigate Jared Kushner. Drag Kushner before the Senate and question him on, what the fuck was that $2 billion you got for? Was it for secrets? What business interests? I haven't seen a single thing as far as what he's building with it. If it's supposedly an investment in his business, what's he building? Do we know? Because I haven't seen anything. So as far as I know, it was services rendered and he got paid for it. Next people on my list of why the fuck we're here, the 3 remaining liberals on the Supreme Court. I'm sorry, these 3 women have known that this shit was coming for 2 weeks. They've been silent. Nothing. Keep in mind that if the shoe were on the other foot, Alito would be giving a speech before a college somewhere, grumbling about all the norms being broken. Roberts would pen an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal talking about all the bullshit he's seeing behind the scenes, and Thomas's wife, Ginny, would be making every phone call to every power broker she possibly could to try to fix this. Sotomayor, Kagan, Jackson, all 3 of them, fucking silent. Okay? They are complicit in this. I don't want to see anybody saying, oh, well, what we need to do is put more Democrats on the Supreme Court because the ones that are there right now sure shit aren't doing anything. Why do you think more quiet Democrats would actually fix this situation? I would love to hear your reasoning, considering these three are seeing precedents being broken on a daily basis, and they have foreknowledge of what's coming. And they're not saying anything about it. I mean, if you're not going to break precedent with the whole, like, the robes are supposed to remain silent, okay, that's great. But precedent is being broken. And if you're not breaking precedent right now, fucking when? Their silence is complicit. So, yeah, I don't want to hear about it. Next on my list, the Never Trump conservatives. Oh, fuck these assholes so hard. For several years now, I've been hearing these fucktards continually claim that Biden is being controlled by the radical left, with absolutely no pushback nor questions. Chris Christie went on the bulwark in front of Charlie Sykes and said, well, it really sucks that Biden's being controlled by the radical left. And Charlie Sykes just went, yep, next. He didn't push back and be like, well, in what way? He didn't even ask a question. Nothing. They're just allowed to make these accusations. He's being controlled by the far left. And I do have to ask, if your answer to that question and what Biden has done that is actually catering to the far left, if your answer is the student loan debt, I have to ask, how much control do you think the far left, the squad, has if they can't squeeze their president for more than 0.005% of the budget? Yeah, we need to fear the far left and what they'll do with Biden. You know, because he's not listening to them on anything else. Not when it comes to Israel. Okay, his policies certainly are not catering to the left over that. But these fucking Never Trumpers, they have continually clutched their pearls. Every chance they get talking about, oh, it's so horrible what Mitch McConnell did, stealing that Supreme Court, while simultaneously cheering on every single ruling. Okay, these fuckers wanted affirmative action dead. It's gone. They wanted Roe v. Wade destroyed. It's gone. They want corporations to be people. They want it all. And then, you know, they get all that and they say, oh no, Democrats, you shouldn't pack the court. This court is reasonable and wise and sane, and they're not nearly as out of control as you think they are. Yet I'll guarantee you every single one of them right now is also clutching their pearls. What do you mean Roe v. Wade is dead and now they're coming after birth control and IVF? No, nationally? They want a national ban? Oh, but they told me all they wanted was the states to decide. Yes, no, fuck these people hardcore. Every single one of them is out there trying to, like, polish this turd that actually the Supreme Court's normal, and just because they gave a stay and they pushed this shit off to April, which means the decision won't be handed down before the election, like, it's fine. This Supreme Court's great because, again, they're getting every single thing they want from this court. Everything. School vouchers for religious schools? Yes, please. These assholes are getting every single thing on their wish list from the Christian nationalists, and they're happy about it. They just clutch their pearls at like, oh, I can't believe all the norms were broken. And at the same time, then tell Democrats, don't you dare break the norms. Then you'll be just as bad as the Republicans. And the Republicans have gotten everything they've wanted by breaking those norms. Don't do that. You might get what you want, and that would be against what I want. So yeah, fuck these people. The sooner the bulwark is out of business, the fucking better. Okay? Finally, we're to blame. On December 12th, 2000, the Supreme Court stole a presidency in broad fucking daylight. We did not storm the Capitol. We didn't do shit. There was no Million Woman March. There was nothing. Oh, the presidential limo got pelted with a few eggs. Yeah, that was it. That was it. And 9/11 happened and we forgot all about it. And nobody wondered. Nobody questioned it. We demonstrated exactly how far we are willing to go in the face of corruption. Nowhere. Nowhere at all. We sat at home and watched in disbelief. Holy fuck, can you believe it? They stole the election. For Bush. That's it. They learned a very clear lesson. The left will not fight. They'll settle. That's the lesson they took from it. That's the lesson we allowed them to teach. They do not fear a left-wing march on the Capitol on January 6, 2025. And I know it might not be January 6th, but you know. But they don't fear the left coming after them. Black Lives Matter is not going to storm the Capitol if the Republicans steal this shit for Trump. But they are afraid of the other side. Look at Republicans. How many stories have we heard about Republicans saying, you know what, I hate fascism, I hate authoritarianism, and God damn it, I hate Trump, but if I vote against him, if I go against him, I'm going to receive death threats. My child's school will be doxxed. Yeah. Now, I'm not condoning that, but I'm just saying, like, the left doesn't do that. And the left, the Democrats are just like, where are you going to go? You've got nowhere to go. See you in November. Vote for me. Like, seriously. The left does not command the attention of the Democratic Party. But MAGA sure shit does the Republicans. They're scared shitless. They're all scared. Afraid. Even Romney, who has the ability to pay for a private personal, security detail. Even he is like, oh yes, Trump's horrible, Trump's terrible. Will you endorse Biden? No. Like, even he has a limit. Because even he's afraid. Democrats do not fear the people at all. They have no reason to. They only fear the Republicans, the MAGA. Don't piss them off. And we don't hold our own side accountable. If I say, right now, if anybody goes on social media and you post, pack the court, you will get, but we don't have the votes. If I say, end the genocide in Gaza, I will get as a response, but Biden isn't the president of Israel. And if I mention that yesterday, Senate Republicans blocked pro-IVF in vitro fertilization legislation in the Senate, yesterday they did this, they'll respond with, but we have the filibuster. We can't get rid of that. I am tired of weak-willed Democrats and their apologists. And I'm so tired of it that I'm going to laugh when Donald Trump is president, again, tells the Supreme Court and Congress to fuck right off and starts jailing every single one of us and puts us in his concentration camps. As all you blue MAGA fucking idiots cry, but he can't do that! Well, fucking Biden didn't even try.